Hi, Gemini. This is your general reading for March 2021. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck and get right going into it. March. In like a lion, out like a lamb. Good, 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 good. We got for the underlying energies. Gemini. Two of Pentacles. Choices, choices, right? I'm going to start with the yin line. Let's see what we got for yin today. Five of Wands. Two of Wands. King of Wands. So Gemini, there's something about your fire that wants some attention. Something about the gut level kind of fire. Because we got another choice here. Now, what do I mean when I say choice? I mean that in the hero's journey, number two, second step on the hero's journey is the choice. And it is the choice, you're offered the choice to go on the adventure. Fine. Will you? Will you go on the adventure? If this is ringing true, then something in your material world life is knocking on your door, implying that there's a choice to be made, implying that there's some sort of balance that wants to be had. And there is nobody that makes those kinds of balances except you. They're the ones that are yours and yours alone. You can have others helping you. But in this case, it's probably something that you're going to be more on your own than you have been before. It's good. It can feel tedious and tough, like slogging through the mud or something like that at times. It's hard work at times, but it's also superior feelings that are gained from it. And a big step up to your personal evolution and your ability to vibrate at a higher level. So, do you remember the Rider-Waite deck for the Two of Wands? The guy standing on the top of the castle might be looking out through two wands, but he's also holding a little globe. So the kind of choices that the world is possible if you choose. You set the bar in this case. And here, the bar is your fiery self, remember? There's something about your fiery self, that part of your nature where your intuition is and where your inspiration is, that wants some attention. And the choice is coming through that filter. So I would say antennas up, ears wide open, so you can hear the call and figure out what's being called upon. what needs to be addressed. And with a Five of Wands here, that's going through the part of you that is a bit of a tussle. It's a bit of a challenge. That's cool. You know, I mean, what is it supposed to be? I think that sometimes we don't get a choice. Sometimes something lands right in front of us and it's so big you can't go around it, under it, over it. You got to go through it. And I think that that's, you know, knowing that in advance, being, what do they say? Being forewarned is being forearmed. So if you're listening well for this message coming through the filter of the Two of Wands, you may hear the information that you need to be forearmed before you get that boom, you know, something, whatever lands in front of you moment. Then there's a call here for you. It's either let's say if it's an external force that's going to offer some guidance, then it's going to be an older gentleman, let's say, Yin. Somebody in authority, an authority figure. But someone who is maybe a fire sign, but also someone who is fiery, someone who is energetic. And I think energy is, if you are being called upon to raise the bar on your fiery self, there's some craftiness that you got to apply. Some strategizing that needs to be applied, because you're air, and air and fire can create combustion. Doesn't have to. I mean, not an explosion at the explosive level. And I think that the King of Wands here being here, that is the nature of your, if it's your internal self. So if it's external, can be a guide who advises you about how to do that, how to control your fire. If it's inside you, then it's tapping in to the qualities of yourself that sit on your own personal internal throne. You be the king. You be the leader. You be the one that has all the knowledge. Tap into that part of yourself, Yin. And that gets you home. That gets you home. Because there's something here that is a kind of a sequential and a stepwise motion. And you got to, along the way, you are going to have to strategize. And it's not going to be like just walking a straight path, no obstacles, nothing in your way. You just get from A to Z, done. Not like that. It's coming off as being a more of a walk through the labyrinth, right? But you got what it takes. All you got to do is dig in. You find what you're doing is you're finding yourself. You're not trying to go inside to find something that you don't have. You'll never be given a challenge that you cannot overcome. And you're going to be balancing your world by doing that. Yang. Hello, Yang, for March 2021. So, Yang, time for you to, whoa. Time for you to open up to rebirth. That there's a call for you too. However, it looks to me like there aren't. You're sitting pretty right now. That you're feeling very, very comfortable in your own skin. And yet, the universe is saying to you, okay, but for as much as you think you're at the end of whatever game it is that you're involved with, whatever process, it is a game, but it's the process of life. Wherever the universe is saying to you, wherever you think you are, I got something else for you. I got some way that you, should you choose to accept it, can go further. And it is in your spirit. It is in your air sign communication level self. I mean, obviously, you're up at the higher echelon here. With 20 and 21, you're dancing around that level of perfect balance that, the world becomes whole. And it's the end game. It's the time when you've achieved. And then time to go forward. And in this case, the going forward has one component that you're missing. That it doesn't seem like you know about it right now. And that brings another challenge. That brings another choice. Certainly, you're not scared. You're way too seasoned, veteran of spiritual travels to be frightened. And there's something else that the universe has in store that it's almost like an option, like option B. So option B is, okay, there's completion, but do you want to add one element to your complete self? And there it is. But you don't know, you weren't aware of it, so you don't know what it is yet. Once again, you're going to have to, just like with the yin line, antennas up, ears wide open, because the message needs to get through. In this case, you shouldn't have too much trouble with it because it's a blast from a celestial horn, a trumpet in the skies. It's going to call you out, but in a good way. And here's what's in your quiver. You know how to do it. So in fact, it's because it is optional, it appears to be optional for you. Yin seemed to be a necessity, that there's a need to do that for their soul. Yang is seeming more like an option. And if you choose to accept that option, what's in your quiver is that you know what to do. And so there's that intellectual, you have to tap into your airy quality. I mean, are you in the communication field in your life? Some sort of business that you either run or own? Because that's what it's seeming like here. That there's all kinds of strength that's coming here, but it's tapping in to your Gemini self. The communication part of that. Interesting. So let's enter the spiritual biosphere. This is what lives within the spiritual biosphere that umbrellas over this part of the reading. The overall situation is the devil. The obstacle is the high priestess. The asset, your asset, is the magician. The potential outcome is temperance. Wow. So let's talk about the bracket here, the bookends, i.e., the devil and temperance. So, I mean, here we got the dude that we went and visited ourselves. We didn't get put here. We went because that was the next step on our spiritual journey. And it's telling me maybe the most difficult part of this operation that's going on here and here is going to be discernment. Discernment. You're going to have to discern or be able to what is true and what is not for you. So that, I mean, on the surface of it, it could seem like it's a big deal. But in fact, try it. You'll find out that it's, once you make the choice to set up your inner guardian at the gate, that information is not going to get passed into your inner self unless it's true. That you're discerning what's true and what is false. And if once you make that choice, it turns into a piece of cake. At first, initially, there's the same thing that happens when you undergo any kind of new routine. A new workout routine, you're going to up the level of weights on the barbells you're pumping. You pumping iron? Whatever. When you first get there and start, there is that learning curve, the steep part of the learning curve. That's true here too. But if you set up your internal guardian at the gate to discern the true from and distinguish the true from the false, then you're going to find out that when that learning curve evens out, you're going to be cruising. It becomes easy. Well, it actually becomes second nature, which is not such a bad thing. It'll serve you for the rest of your days. And then, so we're talking about the bookends. That's on the one end, on the situation. But the solution is a step back from this point, but it is what got you here. So 15 and 14 is the outcome, right? Temperance. Be flexible. Be that angelic self, that celestial creation that you are. It will soften you. It will make you more malleable. It will make you more flexible by being in contact with that internal sense of being part of the divine. Remind yourself, and you are there. It's just like you become Dorothy with the red slippers, that she always had the power to go home. Clicking her heels together, she always knew. I mean, she could have done that at any point, but she didn't have the wisdom. And that's what this dance up here in this environment, that is your way to become aware that you could have always returned home. This is home, folks. Your real-time connection with your divine self is home in this reading. So, as an obstacle, if anything's standing in your way, obstacle, right? If anything's standing in your way, it is yourself, is what this card feels like to me. Because the high priestess always has the book, the knowledge, and the willingness to offer her secrets, her mysteries. And she just needs to be asked. And if you're needing to make a choice to, am I going to undertake this adventure? Am I going to be the hero and go on the hero's journey? Instead of considering, well, I better avoid the high priestess because she's an obstacle, go pay her a visit and ask for her wisdom. Connect with that mysterious world that she represents. The secrets, the flowing water, moon secrets that live behind her curtain. Guess what? She will not refuse you. And last but not least, our friend, the magician. It used to be just so simple to say that the magician has everything he needs. But he also needs a couple of other things. For one thing, the magicians need an audience, right? And then magicians need to do their act. And actually, the point of conversion of their act into magic is the reveal, right? It's called the reveal, right? And they need that. They need the reveal. So your asset wants to, when you stick the magician in your back pocket and go, yeah, buddy, you got my back and I am glad and grateful. Also, stick in there a couple of notes to self, right? When I pull my magician out, remember, I need the audience, which means I need others in my contract as a magician to perform. And I also need to reveal, which means I need to bring my game to the table. It doesn't sit in the background like just some statue that should be regarded and then forgotten about. It's an active energy. And so activate it. You have to activate this to have it work. Wow. Gemini, March is so full of fantastic energy for you. I mean, if you like challenges, if you like going on adventures, man, your world is replete with adventures for this month. Are you going to make the choice to go on the adventure? It's up to you. I wish you well with it. So, and thank you for being here for your March 2021 general reading. I'll see you next month. Until then, I wish you well. Thanks for joining me. Love y'all. Bye for now.